Welcome to Celestial Dew, a space where we explore our inner world, where storytelling and spiritual tools deepen our connection to ourselves and the universe. My name is Rocio Celeste, and this is my soulmate and constant companion, Nuga Cósmico. We are here to share our experiences and open a space for insight and transformation. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's begin this journey inward. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Bach Flowers. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, anxious, or emotionally stuck, these flower remedies might just be the gentle, natural solution you've been looking for. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's begin. What exactly are Bach flowers? Well, they are a system of 38 flower essences designed by Dr. Edward Bach in the 1930s. Dr. Edward Bach was a British medical doctor and bacteriologist who believed that the physical aspects of our lives could be in partnership with the soul aspects of ourselves. He believed that emotional well-being plays a crucial role in physical health and created these remedies to restore emotional harmony. These remedies are designed to address various emotional states, from fear and uncertainty to loneliness and impatience. The first time I heard about Bach Flower Remedies was a few years ago when I was on a women's retreat in Ibiza, and a couple of girls were talking about their specific bottle that they were using. They were discussing it, and I was overhearing. I was sitting across them from the breakfast table, and I didn't give it much thought. I never thought about it again until last year, when I had a very deep healing session with one of my therapists, and it was a very emotional session. Later in the day, I was meditating. I was having a very deep meditation where I kept seeing the number 25. And then I heard very clearly, red chestnut. Interesting. Then I remember Bach flowers. Somewhere during the session that morning, the therapist had mentioned Bach flowers briefly, and I had thought, yes, I've heard about it, but it slipped my mind. I didn't give it much thought. Later that night, when I had that meditation and I kept hearing red chestnut in my meditation, it got me thinking. And the next morning, I went to the pharmacy to check out if they had this particular flower remedy, Bach flower, and indeed they had it, which is this one. And when I read the description, it said that it was for people who worry too much about others, that are always caring excessively about others, and they always want to help them. I used to have that. I used to be like everyone's mom, making sure they're okay, making sure they were fine. If they needed help, I was always there, willing to assist. And I followed the instructions as to how to use them, which is to put 2 drops under your tongue 4 times a day. And you can mix up to 7 different bottles per day. You can use 7 different flowers per day, not more. As I mentioned, there's a total of 38. So you have to pick which ones you want to use depending on your emotional state at the time, at the moment. I use this one, as I said, and I did it every day. Sometimes I will forget, because it wasn't a habit for me, so I will forget it in the kitchen cabinet until I put it in my purse. And when I always carried it with me, it was easier to remember. It was easier to see it. Here, let me take my drops until I finished the bottle. And I did notice a difference. It's very gentle, but I noticed a difference. Later on, months later, I had a situation where I ran into my ex, and we had been separated for a really long time. It had been years since we weren't together anymore. But then when I saw him, something was triggered in me. I was very sad that I came home and I cried all weekend long. I couldn't understand it. I thought, well, it's been years and it's not like I haven't seen him in this whole time. I saw him a couple of times after we broke up. But something was triggered in me, and I knew that it was a childhood wound and that there was still some things that I had to heal in me, but there was so much sadness. I felt desolate. And somehow it was as if my higher self was telling me, try the Bach Flowers. There is a remedy for your sadness. So I went and did some research, and indeed, the one that was going to help me was this one, Star of Bethlehem. I wish I had come across this one earlier. It would have helped me a lot in my process. I've been on a healing journey for 5 years, and if I had known that this existed back in the day, it would have made my whole process a little easier, a little lighter, I think. Now, I've done some research. I've done some research as to how they are prepared and what the different uses are. I have a picture here of Dr. Edward Bach, which I'm going to show you. This is Dr. Edward Bach, and this was his, like, I don't know if you can see it. It's the back in England, and this is his official signature back in his house in England where the flowers were picked. So they were handpicked in the original garden of Edward Bach. The remedies are prepared from flowers, tree flowers, and wild plant flowers. Each preparation step is carried out with love and respect for nature. The flowers used are added to spring water. So I'm going to show you some pictures of how they are prepared. It's a method developed by Edward Bach at the time. So here we have the solarization and the boiling. The Bach flowers are then removed from the water, which is then filtered and mixed with an equivalent amount of 40% brandy. I think I already showed you this one. The mixture is called Mother Tincture. The 38 original Bach flowers target all temporary or recurring emotions of a person and contribute to emotional harmony in daily life. As you can tell, every bottle has a label, a different color label at the top, which shows the group that they belong to. For example, if I start with the orange group, which deals with fears or concerns, we can see that, for example, red chestnut, it's for optimism. I have a colorful list here that I made myself. This one is for, if you, as I explained earlier, if you worry too much about others, this one will help you. The group in general, the orange group in general, it helps bring security by managing fears and similar emotions. This one's number 25, but for example, number 22 helps with safety. If you feel that you are afraid for nothing, you suddenly are afraid and you don't understand why. Or for example, number 6, which is cherry plum. It's about self-control. If you lose control of yourself, get angry and don't know how to control your actions or your words or your thoughts, then cherry plum, number 6, will help you master yourself. In the same group, we're still in the orange group. Number 20 helps with trust. If, for example, if you are afraid of flying on an airplane, you're afraid of flights, then Mimulus, number 20, will help you. Take some drops and it will help you with the flight. Then there's rock rose, which helps with courage. That's number 26. If you feel that you're way too concerned, way too afraid, and you don't know what to do, it's like way too overwhelming, then rock rose number 26 will help you. It's in the orange group, which helps with feelings of concern or worry. As you can tell, this one's brand new. I finished my first bottle about 6 months ago, and I was starting to feel that I was going back to that pattern of worrying too much about others, wanting to save others, wanting to be the mother. Okay, I need to work on myself. And I went and got myself a new bottle recently. This is why this one still has the seal. I haven't opened it. Red chestnut is particularly useful for people who are overly anxious about their loved ones, constantly fearing that something bad will happen to them. If you are a caretaker or a parent who constantly fears for your child's safety, or simply if you are someone who is prone to worrying excessively about others, then red chestnut will help you, since it addresses that emotional concern, that overprotectiveness, and it helps you find a balanced, calm mindset where you can care for others without overwhelming anxiety. Moving on to the purple group, which addresses the feelings of loneliness. This group encourages you to connect and nurture healthy relationships and includes 3 different flower Bach remedies. Number 14, which is heather, and it's for altruism. Number 18, which is impatience or impatience, and it's for patience. Helps you find that patience when you need it. And water violet, which is number 34, and it's the one I have here. This one is good for when you need to be social. It's for if you like being alone, but you also want to be accessible to others. You want to have social contact, want to have friendships. This is your bottle right here. I used to be the type of person who just wanted to be hiding in my cave, meditating, chanting mantras, always by myself, and I didn't have that balance of connecting with people, talking to anybody. I went through a phase where I just wanted to be hidden in my cave, and this one helped me make myself accessible to people who wanted to connect with me, and also to help me understand that I don't always have to solve all my problems by myself, that it's okay to accept help. Water violet is one of my favorites. I have been working with it for a couple of months now, and it's very, very useful. Now we're going to move on to the light green group. I call them by colors, but in reality, this group is for when you are experiencing emotions of lack of interest. And this group has 7 different remedies. One is chestnut bud, which is number 7, and that is for wisdom, when you feel that you need that wisdom. Then clematis is for attention, when you are always daydreaming or you have that feeling of being in the moon. It helps you come back to earth. Then we have honeysuckle, which is number 16 for reality, when you need to accept your reality, even if it's painful. For example, if you live in another country and you are homesick, it helps you find that, connect to your reality. Then we have mustard, which is good for stability. Olive, number 23, which is dynamism. I forgot to say mustard is number 21, in case you were wondering. We have white chestnut, which is number 35, and it's good for serenity. And last but not least is our wild rose, which is the bottle that I have right here, number 37, which is good for motivation. When you feel resigned or you feel indifferent to everything in life, you're just indifferent, then this one helps you find more motivation in life. And that's the reason why I've been using it lately, this past couple of months. If you feel stagnant or have given up on your dreams, or you struggle with low energy and lack of interest, then this is the remedy for you, since wild rose addresses that emotional state of apathy and resignation and lack of interest and feeling stuck in life. And it gives you that renewed enthusiasm to feel engaged with life once again and to have that sense of purpose. This is great for that. All the bottles in the light green group allow you to live the present moment with enjoyment. Now we're gonna move on to a different group, which is the blue group. The blue group allows you to live and let live with compassion and respect. In this group, we have 5 different Bach Flower Remedies. We have beach, which is number 3, and it's good for tolerance. If you feel that you are over criticizing or judging others, then number 3 will help you with that. There's also chicory, which is number 8, and that helps us with generosity. If you are always giving, expecting something in return, or if you have the impression of being possessive, then chicory will help you with that emotional state. We also have vervain, which is number 31, and that one is good for moderation. When you feel that you are sometimes, if your enthusiasm is excessive, that will help you find a more balanced state. We also have vine, which is good for respect. If you feel that you are not respecting other people's opinions, for example, if you have the need to always be right, then vine will help you with that one. And then we also have rock water, which is the one I have here. It's number 27. Rock water is a unique Bach flower remedy, different from the others, as it is derived from natural spring water rather than a flower. And it is designed for people who are highly self-disciplined, rigid in their beliefs, and who put too much pressure on themselves to be perfect. If you are too hard on yourself, always following strict routines, or denying yourself pleasure in pursuit of high ideals, then rock water is for you, since it addresses self-denial, rigidity, excessive self-discipline, and perfectionism, and it helps you reach a state of self-acceptance, flexibility, allowing yourself to enjoy life without guilt, without feeling guilty, which is the reason I've been taking lately this past few weeks, to be more flexible. Now we're gonna move to a different group, which is the emotional group of oversensitivity. And it's the dark greens, the ones with the dark green label. I don't have a bottle from that particular category here, but I can describe it. It has 4 different remedies, and they help support your path from external influences and ideas. The 4 remedies that we have in the group of oversensitivity are agrimony, which is number 1, and that is good for sincerity. When you hide your true feelings, or when you don't say what you mean for fear of conflict, number 1 is your bottle, agrimony. Then we also have century, which is good for when you need to be assertive, when you don't know how to say no, or when you put other people's needs before your own needs. you need number 4. We also have holly, which is number 15, and that is good for kindness. When you have feelings of envy or jealousy, number 15 will help you. And the last one in this category is walnut, which is number 33, and that is good for adaptability. Say you're moving houses, or if you're going through a transition in your life and you're having a difficult time coping with it, number 33 will help you with that. Moving on to a different group, the yellow group, which deals with feelings of uncertainty. I also don't have a bottle from that particular category here, but I can tell you that there are 6 Bach Flower Remedies from the yellow group, and they bring more certainty, faith, and purpose to your journey. The 6 remedies from that category are Serato, which is number 5, and that helps with certainty. When you're having trouble listening to your own intuition, or when you are looking for validation from others, external validation, Serato is your remedy. There's also Gentian, which is number 12, and that helps with perseverance. When you are easily discouraged or you lack perseverance to confront the difficulties of life, number 12 will help you. Then we have Gorse, which is number 13, and that helps to bring hope. When you are having trouble believing that things are going to be fine, or when you have the sensation that nothing can help you, then Gorse, number 13, is your bottle. Next, we have Hornbeam, number 17, which is enthusiasm. When you lack enthusiasm to do things in life, to wake up every day with that joy, and you leave everything for tomorrow. You lack that enthusiasm to start now, to start today. Hornbeam, number 17, will help you. Next, we have number 28, Scleranthus, and that helps with choice. When you are having a difficult time deciding between 2 options, it can help you choose. Also, it's good for mood swings. When you tend to shift moods, say you're happy, then you're sad, or you are laughing and all of a sudden you're in tears. Scleranthus, number 28, will help you find more stability, that emotional stability. And last in this yellow group, this category, is Wild Oat, number 36. When you're indecisive, when you don't know which path to take in life, this one will help you, Wild Oat. The magenta group is our last group. There are 8 Bach Flower Remedies in this category, and they deal with feelings of sadness. These remedies bring healing forces by finding acceptance, hope, and joy. There's crab apple, which is number 10. It's good for self-acceptance. Next, we have elm, which is good for self-reliance, and that's number 11. Number 22 is oak, and that one is good for taking a step back. Next, we have pine, number 24, which is good for self-esteem. Then we have sweet chestnut, number 30, which helps us to believe. Then we have willow, which is number 38, and that's good for positivity when we find that things are unfair, etc. Now we have, I talked about the start of Bettelheim at the beginning of the video. This one is good for when we have experienced trauma. It's a very powerful remedy for grief, trauma, emotional shock, helping to bring comfort and healing, especially when we feel desolate, like I felt after that encounter with my ex. But it can also help with things from even childhood, things that happened 30 years ago, which I think was my case when I got triggered, when I ran into my ex. There was more of a childhood wound that was triggered, and I cried all weekend. So even 30 years later, I was healing that trauma, that shock. And this one, number 29, was very, very powerful. It is particularly useful to bring comfort, healing, and a sense of peace after difficult experiences. Say, for example, you're grieving, or you went through a divorce, or something very shocking. Large is helpful for people who struggle with self-doubt and who have a lack of confidence. If you feel inferior or you feel incapable, often avoiding challenges out of fear of failure, if you hesitate to pursue your goals, if you doubt your abilities, or you avoid opportunities due to fear of making mistakes, large is your Bach Flower Remedy. It will give you greater self-assurance, courage, and willingness to take on new challenges. It's number 19. That's the end of the different categories. Bach Flower Remedies are a natural way to address emotions and enhance well-being. By casting out fear, worry, and indecision, these gentle remedies restore balance between mind and body. Embrace Bach Flower Remedies as a complementary therapy for overall health and inner balance. As Dr. Edward Bach used to say, disease is, in essence, the result of conflict between soul and mind, and will never be eradicated except by spiritual and mental effort. That's it for today's episode. I hope this gives you a better understanding of how Bach flowers can support your emotional well-being. If you're curious, give them a try and see how they work for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with anyone who might benefit from this knowledge. And as always, stay balanced and take care. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. We're done. Bye.